people in it yesterday.
Oh,
But now we've got a Longwood train. They must have moved. I don't know.
They probably complained.
Well, they might have slept
What's that?
Going to Banff was
Oh,
full.
right.
So the train went that way, it was full, but coming back this way,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's empty.
Probably pick up more up in Vancouver and bring them back.
Yeah.
All right, we all ready?
Oh, sweet Caroline.
Your diamond. I took Mum to see him.
Yeah, like he's good.
Only because it was
You got to go see Peter Byrne.
I saw him.
We took a copy of it.
He's great, isn't he?
I know. I saw him at South Studios. But Mum, my mother had never been to a concert or anything. And I said, I'll take her. No.
It's the same spelling as Ray, isn't it?
I went to see him, and I couldn't believe all the songs he had.
Yeah, yeah, sure. And he wrote songs
Of
too
course, for other people. Yeah, definitely. That was a long time ago.
Neil Diamond's still alive, isn't
And
he?
that's me watching Steve.
Yeah,
no, is he?
It's still alive.
How long ago was that?
Yeah.
With Mum,
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Okay.
20 years ago. She's 87 now, so probably when she was in her 60s.
Yeah.
But I was glad I took her because she was, my mother had 5 children,
Yeah.
never went anywhere, housewife, look at that, oh yeah, she worked too, Dad, never had the life like we've all got.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, I'm taking her, and I was so glad I did. And then she was so glad too, she's going,
Yeah.
because she had all these records.
Yeah. She would have loved it.
Yeah, but we saw that Peter Byrne at South Juniors.
And he's a good impression.
Jesus, he is. I think I went with Neil when he was over
No, I didn't go.
Western Australia.
Yeah.
Because he liked,
If you close your eyes, you think it's Neil Diamond.
yeah. I think it was Neil when he was over or something.
Rainbow Canyon or White Canyon. Now this is a great photo opportunity as well for everyone that's kind of upstairs. This is a huge opportunity. This is one of my favorite stretches. You can tell why it's called White Canyon here. And these are all those rock sheds I was talking about for that landslide area. Now what's even cooler is right after White Canyon is Rainbow Canyon. And you can drastically see once again the rock formations and changes in color. So we're going to come through a couple of these rock sheds as the train turns left. It's a great chance for a photo opportunity. When we come out of this tunnel, we will make a bend to the right-hand side around the canyon here, and I'll have another great shot of Rainbow Canyon. Now, Rainbow Canyon is caused again by this erosion of minerals in the rocks. When it hits, or when it starts to oxidize, you get colors like red and gold. It's from the iron that's in the mountain. You'll start to get yellow from sulfur, as well as you get green from copper. When all those minerals start to oxidize, you get these beautiful array of colors, creating Rainbow Canyon. What's even better is it gets contrasted right off the White Canyon. And with this beautiful blue, gold, and white rail cars that we're in, don't be afraid to take a look backwards when we come out of this canyon, just a little bit, because you'll get a chance to see the whole back end of the train cascade up against the White Canyon and all the beautiful colors of our train. But I'll point out all the kind of key photo opportunities here as we go through the canyon. So right when you come out of this tunnel, we'll kind of show you guys some good photo shots here.
Thank you.
So now you'll start to see all the wires very closely just on our right hand side. Those are those detection wires I was talking about, that if any rocks fall or any trees or anything onto the tracks, Edmonton gets a notification. Now here's your best shot of Rainbow Canyon before we get up to it here. Oh, if you look right to the left, our sister train is actually passing us too. So another beautiful opportunity to wave at the train to do the same trip all the way back up. So that train right there is the second best Rocky Mountaineer train to be on. So that same train is doing the trip that we just did, but a little bit backwards. So they're heading up to. Right here. Now, if you look underneath this bridge, we're going to say goodbye to the Thompson River and hello to the mighty, mighty Fraser River. Now, the cool thing about when these two rivers meet is they don't like each other very much when they collide. So you can actually have a chance here to see the division. So as these two rivers kind of collide, they don't quite mix right at the beginning. They'll stay kind of separated for about a kilometer here. But we're going to say goodbye to the Thompson and we are going to jump onto the Fraser River now. And we'll follow this all the way to Vancouver. Sorry, come on. Now, I'll tell you guys a little bit of the story. There's not much to see, but it is quite an incredible story. The area that we are in right now, a lot of people have asked about the forest fires that have happened in this area when they came through. Truthfully, forest fires in this area happen almost every year. British Columbia is no kind of stranger to forest fires, and at last year, the peak of our forest fire season, we had over 406 active wildfires in British Columbia at one point. This area here, believe it or not, has set the record for one of the highest temperatures in Canada. Now, back in 1941, it originally held a record of 111 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 44 degrees Celsius. A couple years ago, in 2022, it broke that record. The next day, it broke that record again. The day after that, it broke the record once more, finally capping out at 49.5 degrees Celsius, or about 121 degrees Fahrenheit. And extremely hot temperatures here sparked a massive fire. And with the valley the way it is, winds are unpredictable here. They swirl around, they come up and over top of hillsides, and can drastically change in a matter of seconds, making it very hard to fight fires in this area because by the hour they can change direction in a matter of seconds. We are passing through the town known as Lytton that set the record for this temperature, and in that year, this whole entire town had a 20-minute warning to evacuate. The winds shifted in a matter of seconds, and the fire jumped the river and started burning the entire hillside that you're seeing here. The entire town unfortunately burned down. I don't believe there was any casualties, but the entire town had a 20-minute window to grab what they could and evacuate. They are slowly rebuilding the town. Like I said, forest fires are a huge thing here in British Columbia. We are no strangers to them. But with it comes new growth. So a lot of the fires that you have seen around here, including just 2 years ago, this entire hillside was actually on fire just over top of the hill. And we had our train coming through here on the day that it was kind of going up. This side of the river was completely fine, and this side of the river was all on fire. So we are no strangers to it, like I said, we are accustomed to it, but it is a real life thing that happens here. And the ecosystem kind of depends on it. One of the amazing trees that we can kind of see around here is something known as the ponderosa pine. It is extremely Some of you might have noticed this gorgeous bridge just on our left-hand side, this orange/black bridge here. Now this is called Cisco Crossing. So if you're following along with that mile newspaper, this is 103.7. Definitely one of our highlights of the day today. This is the only time that the Canadian Pacific and the Canadian National tracks all go over top of each other. So originally, when we're going to go over top, the bridge that is below, just off to the right of the bridge when we cross it, was the original bridge the Canadian Pacific built back in the 1880s. And it was a truss arch bridge, which means the structures were set in the middle. It was dismantled and moved over to the island. They rebuilt this black one that's down below us. And then Canadian National came along 30 years later. So when the Canadian Pacific first had its choice of which side of the tracks to build on, they obviously chose the easier side, which is the other side across the river. We're on the Canadian National, the much more difficult side, which is why we had to go through all the rock sheds over in White Canyon, as well as Rainbow Canyon, and you'll see a little bit later how treacherous it was to get through here. Now, although it was the harder side to build on, technology was a little bit better 30 years prior to the Canadian Pacific line as well, which is why this bridge was built and structured much better. When the Canadian National came to the Canadian Pacific and asked if we can build on the same side of the tracks, they of course said no. So the Canadian National said, fine, we'll just build a bridge over top of yours, and it's going to be bigger and better. So we're going to slow down and go over top of this amazing bridge. There is photo opportunities both left and right, so don't worry. Either side is going to have a stunning view. Left side is going to give you great shots going all the way up the canyon, and on the right side you'll get a good photo of the original bridge from the Canadian Pacific just down on the right side. So we're going to be about 220 feet up above the water below, and this bridge stretches about 800 feet wide. Or long, sorry. And just like Stony Creek Bridge, let's all not try to take the same picture on the same side of the train. It is extremely rare that sometimes you can catch a freight train going underneath, and we almost had it timed out today to catch our sister train going underneath us as we were. It's only ever happened once since I've been here in 4 years in the Rocky Mountaineer. But there was one time that we did have a sister train go underneath us while we went over top, and everyone got a wave down while everyone got a wave up. Pretty cool. But this is the only time that the tracks of the Canadian Pacific and the Canadian National actually cross over top of each other. Because of that, during World War II, this was one of the most heavily guarded places in Canada, because we had to get our supplies across Canada, and this being the place where they overlapped, this was a two birds, one stone kind of scenario. If anything happened to these two bridges, it would cut off a lot of supplies to the rest of Canada if we needed it to. So during that health scare and during World War II, this is a very heavily protected area in Canada.
Not right now.
Trees on the left.
Tree.
I know you were. That's why I said look up.
It's picking up now.
Yeah.
Hope it doesn't tilt.
Yeah. Might be rail. Wow, better than
I guess so. That's pretty good.
Some video.
Trees now.
So we started to slow down now. I don't how yet, so what we are looking for is a bright orange bridge that goes across the canyon. It's a tourist destination, a tourist attraction. The next thing we do is a stopover point on the Highway 1, the Canada Highway. There's a bridge that crosses it, and then there's also a gondola that comes down from the highway across over the river as well.
Oh my goodness, that's hard.
Sorry.
Oh, I can see the gondola wires coming up.
Now, Simon Fraser was coming through here in 1808. He was actually establishing fur trading routes. He was working with the First Nation people because they had lived in this area for thousands of years before that, so they knew the area quite well. They were the perfect people to help him in this journey. They were on birch bark canoes, and they were traveling down the Fraser River. But when they got to Helsinki, they didn't have to disembark. And again, once you see it, you will understand why that is. Now, Simon Fraser wrote in his journal, "Surely we have entered the city of
Must be
town."
coming out the other
And
side.
that's where the name comes from. We believe that he was afraid of heights.
We've got a bit of view upstairs, haven't we?
I think so. Yeah,
We're about to go in a tunnel.
Are we?
Yeah.
Imagine it
Tunnel
just
coming
down
out.
It's flying down.
all of the water and the mass of
Bridge
the
is
water.
just here.
See the glimpse now,
Here we go.
right in the trees, is the best
Before we go in the tunnel.
Okay, so start taking your pictures now. Because in a few minutes we're about to go in a bridge, in a tunnel. When we get out of that tunnel, we will come right in front of the hotel gate. So this is the best photo opportunity here. The amount of water that flows through is 200 million gallons.
That'll do. You know, it's a trash.
I warned you. Directly
Where to go for it? You can keep attached. I'm just filming the tunnel.
Now, there's instructions when I showed it underneath that there's where concrete structures. So certainly we're building that in the National Railway.
We're nearly out of tunnel.
So what they did was they built these big runners and they
Coming up there.
Now, the water is actually going to be the highest spring runoff. So here we are.
And that's ice or snow.
Oh,
and
no,
it
looks like snow,
It's the
doesn't
wrong
it?
colour, isn't it? It's not, you know what I mean? It's not black.
Surely it wouldn't be snow down there.
It says they're danger 1200.
It's constantly in the shade though.
Yeah.
It says 1200 feet
We'll
fall.
have to ask when we
Last
go back up.
Brendan's the man.
Yeah.
So that's it, you reckon?
Yeah, it just looks like trees.
How can I help you? Denise?
It actually stinks. The pig pen. Oh, that's that did look like dairy. There was dairy. And those ones that are dairy. Japanese made.
I'd say those two are more twins than those ones. Oh, we're getting. Hold on. No. Here, hold on. Like, no, I love it. We get your granddaughters on video. Look. Oh, that was funny. I looked down. Girls, aren't they? I should hook you up with my sons. If I said that to my son, he'd be interested. These three. Where do they live? I've been shopping for you.
In British Columbia. In 1837, there were quite a few, and so they had to build this bridge that we're seeing off to our left here. That one is the Patello Bridge. So they built that one in 1837 and made it slightly larger so that it could accommodate a lot more automobile traffic. And then they took the top tier off of this bridge here. But once again, the number of vehicles coming in from the lower mainland is too much for this bridge to handle. So that's why you're seeing all of this construction off to the right-hand side. So they are rebuilding this current Patillo Bridge here. I'm not sure if they're going to keep the name, but this bridge was expected to cost $1.5 billion. So it is quite a hefty chunk of change for this bridge here, and I believe it's scheduled to be built this year. Looking off to your left again there, you're seeing that cable-stayed bridge. That is the SkyTrain. So if you're spending any time in Vancouver, I highly recommend utilizing the SkyTrain. It was built in 1986 for the World Expo, and it is fully automated. There is no driver. And as of 2016, it is the world's largest fully automated rapid transit system. So, funny story about the fully automated driving. Apparently when it was first built, Vancouverites were wary about a train with no driver, and so they had to put a dummy in the front to try and trick people into thinking that there was a driver in the front, just to try and encourage them to take the SkyTrain. And I believe it works because thousands of people take the SkyTrain every day now. It's very convenient. There's one every 3 minutes. And so that dummy lost the job, and that's how Brendan ended up on the Rocky Mountaineer.
Thank you. Welcome to Vancouver.